You're listening to The Jacob Valk Show. He's breaking down the latest and greatest in sports as only he can. Follow him on Twitter @RealJacobValk. Here he is, Jacob Valk.
Hello, sports fans! Welcome to another edition of the Jacob Valk Show. I am the Jacob Valk, except no imitation. Yesterday was a fantastic day. The last couple years, there haven't been too many great days. I can honestly say that yesterday was one of the best days I've had in a long time. It is a great, great, great thing that the Republican Party won governor in Virginia and won basically all my local elections. Oh, you thought I was going to talk about the World Series? No, I want to talk about the Republican Party. Oh, hang on, I'm being told this is a sports talk show. Okay, fine. I'll talk about the World Series. But still, great night for the GOP. It's kind of funny, I asked my father what he liked more. The Republican wins or the Braves winning the World Series. He said the Republican wins. I don't know. I don't know which one I like more. Very, very close. In 1914, the Boston Braves started the season 33-43. They were dead last in the National League after July 15th. No one on earth thought that team would win the pennant. But then the Miracle Braves kicked in. They went on epic win streaks. They went 19-6 in August, 26-5 in September. They finished the season 94-59. They won the National League by 10.5 games. They then swept the Philadelphia Athletics to win the World Series. The Miracle Braves still live on in the annals of sports history. There is a direct parallel between that team 107 years ago and the team that you saw yesterday win the World Series. No Mike Soroka, no Marcell Ozuna, no Ronald Acuna. This Braves team was written off by everyone. On August 2nd, they were 3 games under 500. They were 4.5 games behind the Mets for the NL East title. They didn't have a snowball's chance of making the wild card. I mean, I went on this show and said, why are the Braves making all these trades? Why are they bringing in Jock Peterson? Why are they bringing in Eddie Rosario? Why are they bringing in Jorge Soler? It's not going to do them any good. The Braves aren't going to win anything. Then, much like in 1914, the Braves woke up. They went 18-8 in August, 16-10 in September. They end up winning the NL East by 6.5 games. Okay, it's a nice story. It's a nice comeback. Are they going to be able to hit the great pitching that the Brewers are going to throw at them? Yeah, they were able to. Brandon Woodruff gives up back-to-back RBI hits in the third inning in Game 2. Then in Game 3, Jock Peterson hits the big 3-run home run off Adrian Hauser. Then Game 4, back and forth affair, Freddie Freeman hits a solo home run off Josh Hader to put the Braves up 5-4 entering the 9th inning. The Braves pitching stepped up also in that series. The Brewers were only able to muster 6 total runs. 9 Braves pitched in that series. You know how many gave up runs? 2. Charlie Morton and Huascar Ynoa. That's it. Every other Braves pitcher was perfect. The Braves dominated the Brewers in the NLDS. I didn't see it coming. The Braves could have stopped there, and they would have been fine. No one would have begrudged them. I mean, they're going up against the Dodgers in the NLCS. I mean, what did I say about the Giants-Dodgers series? That was the World Series. Whoever won that series was winning the whole thing. No one told the Braves that. Back-to-back walk-off wins at home to put the Braves up 2-0 in the series, immediately putting the Dodgers behind the 8 ball. Every game from there on out became must-win for the Dodgers. They couldn't do it. They get blown out in Game 4. Walker Buehler looks human in Game 6. Eddie Rosario hits the big home run. Braves win the pennant. They're going up against the big bad Astros. Everyone on earth outside the city of Houston was rooting for the Braves. That's a ton of pressure. I mean, I don't want to call this David versus Goliath, but the Astros have been in 3 of the last 5 World Series, 5 straight ALCSs. They won 95 games from basically the start of the season. They were the best team in the AL West. I mean, that's tough. You have basically the entire country rooting for you, and you're going up against a team that was really better than you all season. Look, did I pick the Braves to win this series in 6 games? The answer is yes, but it wouldn't have stunned me if the Astros won. I will throw out a disclaimer, though. I said that after we knew what the World Series matchup was going to be. I didn't pull a Trevor Plouffe. I'm telling you, his new name is Trevor Nostradamus. Think about what the Braves did all throughout this series. They were able to win close games They were able to win blowout games. They were fantastic. All throughout this series, you could see that the Braves were the better team. It was stunning. I don't want to call this a domination, but this was a pretty comfortable win for the Braves. Once they won Game 3, once Ian Anderson, AJ Minter, Luke Jackson, Tyler Matzek, and Will Smith were able to shut the door, you had a sense that the Braves would actually do it. They'd win their 4th World Series ever. Their first since 95. For whatever it's worth, their 4 World Series, 14, Miracle Braves, 57, Lou Burdett, 95, Team of the 90s, and 2021. In the Battle of the Bullpens in Game 4, the Braves emerge victorious. They go up 3-1. Give the Astros credit for forcing a Game 6. The Adam Duvall Grand Slam could have been it, but they forced a Game 6. The series went back to Houston. I was speaking to one of my buddies who said, this isn't good for the Braves. I don't trust Max Fried. I don't like that this series is going back to Houston. I think the Astros are going to win it. No. I thought the Braves had it. I really did. I didn't trust Luis Garcia on short rest. It's tough to criticize Dusty Baker because he's done such a great job with the Astros. But this is another instance of Baker just not managing well in the postseason. There was no good reason to use Jose Urquidy when he did. The guy pitches a scoreless 4th inning in Game 5. Why? Why was there no other reliever that you could have used? Ryan Presley didn't pitch in that game. So just move everyone up and have Presley pitch the 9th. There. Done. Now you have Jose Urquidy, who killed the Braves in Game 2, lined up to start Game 6 on normal rest. Would Jose Urquidy have won that game? I don't know. But I'll say this. I don't think he would have given up the big home run to Jorge Soler. Has that ball landed yet? That's one of the longest home runs I've ever seen. Talk about a moonshot. That was insane. Now give Max Fried a ton of credit. He did not pitch well his last couple starts. Yes, the Braves were up 3-0, but they still had to get 21 outs. They were up 4-0 in Game 5. After that, they got outscored 9-1. It was okay to feel good, but you couldn't pop the champagne then and there. But then something interesting started happening. Max Fried got double play after double play after out after out after out. He was dominant. 6 innings, 4 hits, 6 strikeouts, 2 double plays. Considering the stakes, that was probably the best start that Max Fried has ever had. I don't want to say that no one was confident in his ability to pitch a great game yesterday, but I think more people were skeptical than weren't. That performance yesterday was outstanding. And by the time he left, the Braves basically guaranteed that their World Series drought would stop at 25. Dansby Swanson drove the dagger through the heart of the Astros by hitting the home run off Christian Javier. Freddie Freeman added a couple insurance runs, one in the 5th, one in the 7th. By the time Tyler Matzek took the mound, the Braves were up 7-0. I'll say this. I would have kept Fried in there if I was Brian Snitker. You're up by a touchdown and an extra point. Fried had only thrown 74 pitches. You want to have him on a little bit of a short leash? Like he lets a couple runners on, bring in Matzek? I'm okay with that, but let him start the 7th. Come on. I understand that he got the win. I understand that he got a quality start. But come on, let him start the 7th. There was really no good reason to pull him. I really can't get too mad at Brian Snitker, because it worked. But still, I would have liked to have seen Fried go more than 6. But regardless, this is the Miracle Braves Part 2. After the Acuna injury, no one thought they'd have a snowball's chance in hell of making any noise in the playoffs. On August 1st, the Braves were under 500. They had no business being in the playoff discussion. But this team rallied. They went 44-28 in the second half. Give them all the credit in the world. After getting screwed out of the All-Star game because of a voting rights law that really wasn't that bad, and I spoke about it earlier this year, it's really not Jim Crow in the 21st century. It's not the boogeyman. After Braves fans got screwed out of seeing their city host the All-Star game, they get the last laugh. The commissioner had to award them the World Series trophy. He had to say that Jorge Soler won World Series MVP, rightly so. No issues with that. I'm really happy for the Braves. This is a very easy story to get behind. Miracle Braves Part 2. Say what you want about their fans, but they were out in force this postseason. They were crowding the Battery. They were selling out Truist Park. Some Braves fans traveled to Houston. How's this for a stat? The Braves actually had the second highest attendance this year out of any National League team, behind only the Dodgers. You want to tell me the Braves fans care more about college football and the University of Georgia than they do the Braves? Okay, fine. I'll give you that. But they showed up. They showed up this year. They showed up for their team's postseason run. Something that isn't a given. I remember there being empty seats at Turner Field in 2003 when the Braves went up against the Cubs. But you gotta be fair. They showed up this year. They were passionate. They were into it. And now they have their 4th World Series. Congratulations to the Atlanta Braves, and my sincerest thanks for beating the Astros. Dusty Baker's coming back. It's fair to wonder if the Astros will win anything with him at the helm. He's just not a good postseason manager. Say what you want about Baker. Maybe he's a nice guy. I've never heard anyone say a bad word about him. I've never met him. But this is another year where his poor decision-making cost his team. 2002, 2003, his 2 years with the Nationals. Now this. Dusty Baker is a great regular season manager, but terrible in the postseason. We can't put him in the Hall of Fame. If you're looking for someone to blame as an Astros fan, A, be happy that you got this far. I understand 3 of the last 5 years you're in the World Series, 5 straight ALCS appearances. You expect to win, but given everything that happened to your organization recently, be happy that you made the World Series. But again, if you're looking for someone to blame, I do understand it. I feel like you gotta blame Dusty Baker. The decision to have Jose Urquidy pitch the 4th inning of Game 5 and trusting Game 6 to Luis Garcia on short rest was doomed to fail. I will say this, though. I'm a little upset that that game was a blowout because I really think that's going to be the last baseball game we get for a really long time. I think we're going to have a lockout for a really, really, really long time. Like, not just impacting spring training. I'm talking impacting regular season games. I'm talking another shortened season. I wouldn't even be stunned if there was no baseball next year. The players don't trust Manfred. They hate what he did to them in 2020. You combine that with all the other issues that baseball has, how revenue gets divvied up, what goes into that revenue, the luxury tax, a salary floor, how long it takes for players to hit free agency, keeping great prospects buried in the minors so you can gain more service time, universal DH, pitch clock, shifts, length of games, 3-batter rule, the dying importance of the starting pitcher. There are a ton of issues that Major League Baseball and the Players Association are going to have to sort through. They don't have a lot of time to do it. If there is a lockout, the earliest it can start is December 2nd. That's less than a month. So Rob Manfred and Tony Clark have less than a month to get all the issues that baseball has sorted out. I just don't know if it can be done. If the lockout lasts just a couple months, and maybe there are less spring training games because of it, okay, no one's gonna care. But if you impact regular season games, that's a huge issue. And it's fair to wonder if baseball can survive that. How did baseball survive the '94 strike? by turning a blind eye to steroids, by not cracking down on them until they absolutely had to. The home run chase between McGwire and Sosa in '98 was one of the best things to happen to baseball. It saved that sport. Absolutely saved it. There's no white knight coming to save baseball. It can't be steroids again. They've already demonized steroids. I just don't see how baseball can survive another work stoppage. I don't think gambling can save them, because it's not a Major League Baseball issue, gambling. They've already embraced it. They're proving their hypocrisy. You can't bet on games, but they're willing to take money from DraftKings and FanDuel. You want to tell me they can put sports betting parlors in stadiums? No, they can't. That's not an MLB issue. That's a state issue. You would need the states to go along with that. Until sports betting is legal nationwide, you're not going to get that. I just don't see how Major League Baseball survives this. Gambling may be the only way to do it. I just don't know how it can be done. Buckle up, baseball fans. It's going to be a bumpy ride. Alright, now I'll give you some NFL Valk talk. And I'll start with Desean Watson not being traded. For a little bit, it seemed like Desean Watson was destined to be a Dolphin. The Dolphins owner, Stephen Ross, was interested in bringing Watson to his team. Tua Tagovailoa hasn't been great. Trading for Watson instantly makes the Dolphins the second best team in the AFC East. They'd leapfrog the Jets easily. The Patriots would take a little bit of time, but they could do it in the standings. But Desean Watson is still a Texan. The Texans will pay him over $10 million to sit on his couch. At some point, Nick Caserio, I'm talking to you. You need to realize when you're cutting your nose to spite your face. There is no good reason to still have Desean Watson on your team. You have this prime asset that you can get draft picks for. What's more valuable to you? A $10 million healthy scratch? Or future draft picks? You want to tell me it's not the 3 first rounders that you wanted? You want to tell me you were uncomfortable with the conditions that the Dolphins would have wanted placed on those picks? Suck it up and move on. Now, congratulations. You're going to have a headache for the next 5 months. You could have ripped the Band-Aid off and traded him. Now, good luck getting anything close to market value for him. Now Watson will have sat out a whole year. You know he's going to be worse because of that. I'm not saying he'll be bad. I'm just saying he won't be the Desean Watson that we've come to know and love for what he does on the football field. Off the field, different issue. On the field, great player. Everyone likes him. Is he going to be that player if he's traded in March? When he takes the field for his new team in September, is he going to be that great player? I don't think so. I can't remember a time where a team traded a quarterback after missing a whole year and getting anything close to fair value for him. The only thing that's popping into my head is Carson Palmer. He didn't play at all for the Bengals in 2011. That was the start of the Andy Dalton era. Palmer wanted out of Cincy. He got traded to the Raiders. And the Bengals got a good haul back. A first and a second. The thing is, though, Palmer didn't miss a whole year. He only missed like 6 games. The Colts cut Peyton Manning after he missed the 2011 season. The Broncos didn't give up anything to sign him. The Jets didn't give up anything to sign Le'Veon Bell after he missed the 2018 season. It's a joke. This notion that you're going to hold on to him and get fair value for him is ludicrous. It's not going to work. If anything, if I'm another GM, I'm offering you less. This guy's been out for a whole year. I don't know what I'm getting from him. And realize this. Desean Watson was by far and away the best quarterback on the trading block. When the offseason hits, will that be the case? No. The answer is no. What if someone new takes over the Raiders and says, I want to move on from Derek Carr. I want to bring in my own quarterback. I'll take Carr over Watson. Aaron Rodgers' long-term future in Green Bay is still up in the air. I'll take Rodgers over Watson. Russell Wilson could want out of Seattle. I'll take him over Watson. And there will also be some quarterbacks in the draft that teams fall in love with. Guys like Matt Corral, Kenny Pickett, Malik Willis, Sam Howell, guys like that. I don't know what the Dolphins were offering specifically. We'll never know. But I think it's safe to say that it was something substantial. It was something that the Texans could feel good about. The Dolphins were really in on Watson. Like, they wanted him. If the owner says to you as the GM, I want Desean Watson, you make it happen. I understand Nick Caserio not wanting to give Watson away. Not wanting to give him away for pennies on the dollar. I totally get that. But there comes a point where you're just shooting yourself in the foot. Get rid of the headache. There is no good reason for Desean Watson to still be a Texan. Get your draft picks and move on. I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't get a first-round pick. How can you give up a first-round pick for someone who hasn't played all year? This is a terrible job by Caserio. Watson should be a Dolphin right now. I'm glad that he's not as a Jets fan, because I don't want to have to deal with him and Josh Allen 4 times a year. But from a Texans fan's perspective, I'm furious. I don't know what you think is going to happen down the line. What, these legal troubles are just going to go away? I don't know. You're betting too much on the future. Just take your draft picks. Get something for him now rather than later. Give your fans some hope for the future. Now, here's the nightmare scenario. Desean Watson gets traded after the 2022 draft. You can't tell me that's not a possibility. Caserio seems dug in. He is holding to his asking price. He is standing firm on that. I admire him for his principles, but you're cutting your nose to spite your face. At some point, you need to know when enough is enough and just extricate yourself and your team from a terrible situation. This is a terrible situation. Watson should have been traded. I don't know how he wasn't. I just don't get it. I don't understand the logic. This is only going to end poorly for the Texans. Get something for him now. I just don't get what he's waiting for. A magic bullet? It's not going to happen. Moving on now to the Raiders cutting Henry Ruggs because of his stupidity. And boy, oh boy, it's a tough time to be a Raiders fan right now. First John Gruden, now Henry Ruggs. According to a Nevada prosecutor, at 3:40 a.m. yesterday, Ruggs was driving his Chevy Corvette at 156 miles per hour. He had a .16 blood alcohol level, twice above the legal limit in Nevada. He tried to decelerate because he saw he was about to rear-end someone. He got the car down to 127 miles per hour before it struck a Toyota RAV4. The woman driving the RAV4 and her dog are both dead. A loaded gun was also found in Ruggs' car. Ruggs is now facing charges of driving under the influence of alcohol resulting in death and reckless driving. Those charges can get him up to 26 years in prison. But if he faces a weapon charge and a second DUI charge because Ruggs had a passenger in the car, that number could go up. It's the right decision by the Raiders to cut Ruggs. This guy has no place on an NFL team. This guy killed someone. Okay, it's kind of hard to figure out a way around this for him. I just don't see a way out of it for him. He's done. His Raiders career is over. His NFL career is over. What a disgusting human being. Seriously. This guy's a freaking millionaire. And he didn't call an Uber to get him home. He didn't give his passenger the keys. He didn't do any of that. He made the decision to get behind the wheel at twice above the legal limit and drove 156 miles per hour. My first car was a Buick Lucerne that locked at 112 miles per hour. What was this guy doing? Trying to break the land speed record? I mean, come on! What a jerk. What a disgusting man. There is now someone dead because of him. Someone who had her whole life ahead of her. Someone younger than me. I really hope she didn't have kids. Because children don't deserve to be without a mother because their mother died because of some idiot speeding while driving drunk. 156 miles per hour. That's bad enough. But to do it while drunk? He's just a disgusting man. And I'm trying to censor myself because I don't want to swear, but there's some choice words I'd have for him if I saw him. It's not like I knew the woman who died, but I have some compassion as a human being. This woman is dead for no good reason. A dog is dead for no good reason. I hope that Ruggs gets the book thrown at him. I hope he gets the maximum sentence. He'll never play in the NFL again. What a disgrace. Boy, do the Raiders know how to pick him. First Gruden, now this. That organization needs a cleansing from the top down. Someone new needs to come in, someone outside the Gruden world, and just blow this team up. Maybe it's not the right thing to do from a football perspective, but from a PR perspective, that's the only thing that can be done. This team needs a cleansing. It's just that simple. Until tomorrow, I'm Jacob Valk, and always remember, if you disagree with me, you're wrong.